Hello everyone, I'm Marcus Kimbrew. This is basically a preview of my YouTube channel / show called Staying in My Lane. So on Staying in My Lane, what we're gonna be doing is that I'm gonna be discussing sports, giving my opinion on sports, movies, TV shows. I'm gonna be doing trailer reactions, throw some unboxings up in there. So it's basically gonna be like a mixture of whatever, and it is basically, I guess you could call it a talk show is what it is, cause I'm going to have people to come on and discuss things with me. Maybe there's a big game coming up. I get one of my friends who may be a big fan of said team, said sport or whatever. Maybe there's a big movie coming out, Marvel, DC. I'm into all of those things, suspense, horror. So I get someone to come on, debate me on that, give me their take on it, if they liked it, if I should be recommending it. TV shows. TV shows, I am a big watcher of television, so I'm going to be giving my take as far as what's being canceled, what I feel like should be canceled, what's being renewed, what I feel like shouldn't be renewed, people going like away from the shows, that kind of thing. And I know you may be thinking, wow, MK, that's gonna be like a lot of TV watching, a lot of movie watching, a lot of sports watching that you're gonna have to do if you're gonna be reporting it back to us. Well, as Jack Nicholson said in Batman, that's the gag. I do that already. So basically the only thing that's gonna change is I'm gonna be reporting back to you guys instead of just keeping stuff to myself or just giving the info to my friends who pretty much get tired of hearing me talk about said TV shows, movies, and sports. Okay, so the actual show premieres, actual YouTube channel premieres on September 27th. If you want to, you can go ahead on and hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification. That way you'll know when I upload that show. But the reason it starts on September 27th is because the fall TV shows return on September the 23rd. So I felt like, let a few days go by after everyone's made their fall premieres, come back, talk about what people like, what people didn't like, what I didn't like, what show they could have kept, what show came hard, that kind of thing right there. I'm into a lot of different kind of shows. I mean, I'm into the This Is Us's. I'm into the Good Girls. I'm into the CSI. FBI is a show that I'm a big fan of Dick Wolf. But FBI was a show that was really, really good. It kind of put me kind of reminiscent upon the way, I guess, the old Law and Order was, the way it was. So it's kind of like that, in a way. But SVU, things of that nature, empires. So I'm going to be getting back to you on a lot of stuff. Also, in the comments, is there a show that you feel like I should watch and give my take on or whatever? By all means, do that. Also, when I have my guests on, if some of my guests may be like people who have a trade, maybe you make like bow ties or maybe neckties or maybe you draw or something like that. Hit me up in the comments in my messenger and we'll see about getting you to come on to talk to me about, sports, movies, and also promote your own line. Okay? Don't have a problem with that. I look forward to helping people whenever I can. But the reason for this, I guess, unofficial episode of Staying in My Lane is because I have viewers, I have subscribers now rather, and I didn't feel like I would have this many, even with a couple of less than 2 weeks left until the actual debut of the show. So I thought I'd come on and give you guys a little thing of what it's going to be about. So what I'm going to talk about is the LFL. LFL, Legends Football League, or if you will, the Ladies Football League, if I need to take it there. They just finished up their 10th season. Congratulations, lady, on 10 seasons. I tune in At one point, they were coming on like MTV. Then another point, I think they were coming on like, I want to say Oxygen. But as the last maybe 3 or 4 years, they've been solely on YouTube. And that really irks me, the fact that I have to find them on YouTube. The fact that I can't turn on these sports channels and find out anything about these ladies playing football. Yes, they are ladies playing football, but yet and still, I can't turn on any sports channel to find out anything about them. ESPN, the total sports leader. You have what, 5, 6 stations, and not one of them can you give these ladies a chance on. I don't get that. Question: aren't we in the midst of a women's evolution? Aren't we in the midst of a women's evolution? Aren't women supposed to be at the forefront of things right now? But still, no LFL. We had a woman to run for president, but still no LFL. You focus on the women's Olympic soccer team. You know how great that they've done, the run that Serena Williams made, but still no LFL. Women, bar none, are some of the strongest individuals in the world. They give birth, they care for the child, raise the child afterwards, sometimes alone. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're CEOs. They do so much, and still no LFL. Why is that? Why is that? So, people want to make their cases. I'm sure that ESPN wants to make their case as well. Yes, I'm calling you out because you're supposed to be the total sports network, the leader in sports. But the case that everyone wants to make is, hey, it's just women playing football, right? That's what y'all want to say, right? It's just women out there. But I'm going to tell you something. It's not women out there on that field. Those are football players. Those are athletes on that football field. Yes, NFL, you got your Dak Prescotts, your Ezekiel Elliott's. And yes, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so of course I'm going to lead off with those two. But anyway, moving on. You've got your Tom Brady's. You've got your Julio Jones, Le'Veon Bells, Josh Gordon's. You got those people. The LFL, in return, they have their KK Matheny. They have their Ashley Salernos. They have their Mariah Lopez, Marissa Lopez. They have those women right there who dominate, those football players, those athletes who dominate on that field. Now, with all the networks, all the stations that ESPN had, I've actually turned on some of them, and I've seen things like chess tournaments, spelling bees. And don't get me wrong, hey, me and people of my ilk who are not athletic, we appreciate that because now we can go up to hot women and say, hey, I'm an athlete. You know, we can use that. But really, let's just be straight up. They're not athletes. Chess players are not athletes. Spelling bees, they're not athletes. These ladies are athletes. They are professional football players. Notice I said professional football players. They get out there with a determination, with a love for the game. That's why a lot of us tune into college. A lot of us tune into college before we're tuning into the professionals because college gets out there and they play that game with a love and a passion. That's the way these ladies do. It's not about the money for them. It's about the love of being out there on that field for the fans, for us, and being out there with their fellow ladies. That's what it's about for them. Now, they just wrapped up their 10th season, as I said. Los Angeles Temptations were defeated by the Seattle Mist. And right now, as far as But as far as it goes, they're supposed to have, next year they're supposed to have more games, which I hope so, because right now they only have 8 teams. You got to start somewhere. But they have 8 teams. And I'm looking forward to next season. I feel like next season is going to be even better. But I want to talk to you about more about ESPN, about why they won't cover these ladies. You say that it's because they're not out there playing real football, then I'll tell you what you do. How about you go across the middle where Dina Wajowski and Monique Gacciola are out there lurking, waiting on you to go across the middle. You want to play quarterback? That's fine. The Dowdy sisters, Courtney, Brittany, they have meetings at the quarterback. Brittany Demery of the Steam, they eat quarterbacks. They slam them down, and they're on turf, but their body's bound. They slam them down that hard. Then if you want to be on the defensive side, then I want you to stop the Bull Stevie Snore when she's coming out of the backfield. Try to stop Christelle Ferrari Harris when she's coming out of the backfield. Try to get your hands on Mighty Mouse, the league's offensive player of the year, Mariah Lopez, when she's coming out of the backfield. Or if you want to play corner or safety, why don't you try to hold Dominique Malloy and Cassandra Cash Money Bills, who have got to be the fastest women I've ever seen. I mean, to the point where I don't even think Aaron Rodgers could overthrow them. That's just how fast they are. It's pretty much they take off, you count to 3, you throw it as far as you can throw it, and they're going to be up under it. That's just how good these ladies are. As I mentioned before, I am a Cowboys fan, all right? And I'm just going to be real with you. Maybe upset some people or whatever. But the Seattle Mist coach, Chris Michelson, I would take him any day that ends in Y over Jason Garrett. Any day that ends in Y. The reason being is because when I'm watching the Cowboys game, and if it's a turnover, it's a fumble, we fumble, we throw an interception, what does he do? Claps your hands. Hey, no big deal. We'll get him next time. I see Coach Michelson, his star quarterback, KK Matheny, miss a throw that she should have made. And when she got to that sideline, he let her know it. He told her how she should have thrown it, where she should have thrown it, where the girl was going to be at. He told her that's why I call those plays, is so you can make those kind of throws. That's what he did. He's going in on her. And she is an all-star quarterback, KK Matheny. And the tripped out part about this whole thing is at the time they were up by 20 points. Basically, he would not take in a win anything that he would not take in a loss. I mean, that's basically how he lives. That's the kind of coach you want coaching your team. KK Matheny, as I mentioned her, only fitting that she plays with the Seattle Mist. She reminds me so much of that other quarterback in Seattle, Russell Wilson. Uses her legs to buy time, makes great decisions. Right now, she makes better decisions than Kirk Cousins and whoever that quarterback for the Miami Dolphins is. She already makes better decisions than that. I would take her over them. I would take her over Jameis Winston. Seattle Mist, the team they were going against, the Los Angeles Temptations, they had a quarterback named Ashley Salerno. They call her the Snake. At times, it feels like that she would die to score, or she would die to get a first down. That's how she plays. I've seen her had to get flushed out of the pocket, having to scramble. She gets down the field, instead of her sliding or going out of bounds, she looks for somebody to hit. And no, she's not built like a Big Ben Roethlisberger or a Cam Newton. She's not built like that. But that's how she plays the game. That's how these ladies play the game. So you want to talk about real? They're playing real. Now, let's go back to the other thing. The other argument that I hear all the time about LFL, about the people who kind of watch it or know what it's about. The other argument they give me is, well, Marcus, look what they wear. Come on. And granted, they come out there in like shoulder pads, little halter top like thing, some shorts, board shorts, knee pads, socks, shoes, etc., etc., etc. My question is, what does that have to do with the way they play? What does it have to do with it? I don't feel like it has anything to do with the way they play, especially when they're out there slamming people down or whatever. So it obviously doesn't. And then if you want to use that as your argument, you have focus on ladies track and field. You have focus on ladies volleyball. Men, be honest. Why do we watch ladies track and field? Why do we watch women's volleyball? It's so we can see what the women are wearing. And in track and field, they're wearing really short shorts. They're wearing cutoff shirts. Volleyball, they're wearing really short shorts. They're wearing cutoff shirts. And get this, they don't even wear shoes in volleyball. So at least they have that, right? So you can't let it be because of what they wear. You can't let it be that. You can't let it be because you don't feel like it's real. Because I can remember a time when ESPN wouldn't even breathe a word of professional wrestling. That was like one of those things where even if you were a fan of professional wrestling and you worked for them, you didn't bring that inside that building. Now they have professional wrestlers on their show 30 for 30 where they showcase them. They have them to come on and interview when they have like a big pay-per-view thing coming out. They even have a liaison to go over to the WWE to represent them. That's what they do. And then to make things so bad, to make things so much worse than that, do you not know that you can go into the WWE by your ESPN app? Really? I can now check the news of what's happening in professional wrestling on my ESPN app. What happened, guys? That's what I want to know. As someone who watches professional wrestling, who is a big fan of professional wrestling, I can tell you all who are not that wrestling has not gotten any realer. It hasn't. So what happened? Did you guys switch banks? I mean, that's the only thing that I can come up with, is that you switch banks. So, moving on. Since we want to talk about what they wear, back to that. If that is your reason, the reason why they dress, if why you won't give them any kind of media coverage, then that would actually make you the biggest hypocrites walking. Because you had a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, mind you, and this was during the time where, because we're doing this Me Too thing, and this was during the time when that was like just getting hot, and women were being like objectified like heavily. So they had those women to pose for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. The only thing they were wearing was the words that were used to bring them down in a marker. They had the words on them, written on them in a marker. Other than that, they were nude. Then on top of that, now that I'm saying nude, you just released your body issue. And the body issue, all the athletes are nude. You're showcasing it so people will be like, okay, it doesn't matter what I'm made like. I shouldn't be ashamed of my body. So if you really feel that way, then what does it matter what the LFL is wearing? You should support these women. You all should support these women. If you have a little sister or a daughter, you should be taking them to a game. You should be telling them about that. You want the proof in which women and girls can do anything that men can do. That's your proof right there. This LFL is your proof. I've had I've been fortunate enough to only attend one LFL game. I went to see the Atlanta Steam take on the Los Angeles Temptation. And it was a very good game. It was very competitive throughout. Um, Temptation, I went to Atlanta to see this. The Temptation actually came back and won that Ashley Salerno. I mean, I saw it happening. When she got down like that, she made up in her mind, okay, I will not lose. And when she gets that in her head, and when she gets that in her heart, forget about it. All things go out the window because she's not gonna lose. Okay, so she comes back, they win. After the game, the Temptations players, some of their players came over to the stands with us and took pictures with us. You came over to the people that you were visiting, their fans, and you took pictures with them. When do you see that happen? You don't, do you? I had actually tweeted one of the players, safety, Adrian Purnell, who will take your head off going to the middle. I mean, she's retired now. She can still come back. I've seen her workout videos or whatever like that on Instagram. I'm not stalking, but I am stalking, but I'm not stalking. But anyway, I've seen her workout videos and she can still come back and play. She would take your head off. So I actually tweeted to her, because you know how we do. We tweet to stars, we tweet to celeb, we tweet to professional athletes all the time. Very seldom do you get a hit back. She actually hit me back up. You know, I told her I was going to the game or whatever. I like the way, you know, she played, how she's out there doing what she do. She said, great, she hopes to see me there. So even after this loss, you thinking that, you know, comeback loss at home, they just want to go and bury their heads in the sand or whatever like that. No. The place and where you get your ticket from, out in the little hallway thing, they had this big table set up. All of the players came out. They signed autographs. They took pictures with everyone who wanted a picture and an autograph. With everyone that wanted one. That right there blew me away. I mean, I've never been anywhere in which they did this. Oh, by the way, they did it for free. I mean, you could buy one of the little programs for like $5 or whatever. You know, now that I think about it, maybe I should have gotten 2 or 3 just to support them even more. But they did it for free. And once everyone got in line, and believe me, there was a long line, mainly because these are some beautiful ladies. So, hey, do not hate on me for saying that. Guys, a lot of us didn't know what 40 Love was until Serena Williams came out in the catsuit. Just be real, okay? But anyway, so long line. When everyone gets in line, the head coach, Dane Robinson, great guy, he walks down that line and he thanks everyone individually for coming out. You can't beat that kind of support. You can't. You just can't do it. So, in closing, I want to wrap this up or whatever. I know it's getting long, especially since it's not the show. But in closing, I want to say, Mitch Murtaza, who is over it, you know, don't let the setbacks and the fact that the media is doing what they're doing, don't let it sway you or whatever. I feel like in the end, things are going to work out. Ladies, I am so proud of you. For a lot of people, the first words that they hear out of the Notorious Big are, "It was all a dream." And for you, it was all a dream. Until now, it's reality. You're doing what you love. You're out there and you're giving your all. And I do recognize that. When the season starts back in March, I think it is, I will be giving you love. I will be reporting on you on staying in my lane, definitely. So keep doing what you're doing. It is not going unnoticed. People, please go out and support them. ESPN, if you can support pro wrestling, which is not real. You can support spelling bees. You can support chess tournaments. What these ladies doing out there is just, it's amazing. And they do for their community. They go out, they're doing for their community. They help, they're charitable. And I guess I need to end by saying this. What you do out on the field, ladies, the way you hit, the way you throw, because they have like some great arms. KK Matheny, I know I keep saying KK Matheny, as you can probably tell. KK Matheny is probably my favorite, now that Adrian Purnell is retired, but KK Matheny is my favorite now. But I don't know, Mighty Mouse, Myra Lopez is fastly becoming their favorite. So watch out, KK, because she's getting up there. But anyway, you ladies, what y'all do out on that field makes you NFL play. Well, it makes you LFL players. It makes you athletes. But what you do outside of it, how you address your fans, how you love your fans, how you would go up in the stadiums and drink a beer with your fans, and all the things that you do in the community, ladies, that's what makes you heroes. So, to everyone watching this, if when the season starts back in March, I will definitely be reporting back to you on what's going on with them on this channel. And who am I? I am Marcus Kimbrough, and this is Staying in My Lane. And I'm gonna see you all on September 27th. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna see you all on September 27th with the official first video of Staying in My Lane. Later.